Boys, in the previous video, I had explained you the four forms of present tense. In today's video, I'm going to explain you the four forms of past tense. But before that, let's recapitulate what tenses are. Tenses indicate time of action. And there are three main tenses: present, past, and future. So in the previous video, I had already explained you the four forms of present tense. And in today's video, I'm going to explain you the four forms of past tense: simple past, past continuous, past perfect, and past perfect continuous. Simple past tense. So the example is, I ate a mango a few minutes ago. So in this sentence, you can see that we are using the second form of the verb. So the first form of verb is eat, the second form of the verb is ate, and the third form of the verb is eaten. So in simple past tense, we use the second form of the verb. So that is why we have used ate instead of eat. So the example is, I ate a mango a few minutes ago. In past continuous tense, we are going to use the helping verb was or were according to the subject plus the verb plus ing. So here in this sentence, I was eating a mango a few minutes ago. We have used was plus the verb eat plus ing. If the subject is singular, we are going to use was, and if the subject is plural, we will use were. Past perfect tense, I have eaten a mango a few minutes ago. So in past perfect tense, we are going to use the helping verb has or have plus the third form of the verb. So here the third form of the verb is eaten. Has we are going to use with a singular subject, whereas have we are going to use with a plural subject. Past perfect continuous tense. In past perfect continuous tense, we are going to use has and have according to the subject plus been plus the verb plus ing. I have been eating a mango a few minutes ago. That means we have used have here, been here, plus the verb which is eat plus ing. Let's take up simple past tense. Under simple past tense, we are going to do affirmative, negative, and interrogative sentences. Affirmative sentences are positive sentences. For example, he ate an apple. Agastya sang a song. So I've already told you earlier that in simple past tense, we are going to use the second form of the verb in simple past. When we convert the affirmative into negative sentence, we use didn't or did not. Ayan didn't eat an apple. Osho didn't sing a song. So here we only need to remember that with did, we use the first form of the verb. Didn't eat, didn't sing, didn't write. So you have to remember that with did, we use the first form of the verb. Let's take a few examples in the interrogative sentence. Did Hiten write a letter? Did Jyotiraditya drive a car? So it's very clear to you that with did, we are going to use the first form of the verb. And don't forget to put a question mark in the end. Let's take a past continuous tense now. Under past continuous tense, we are going to do affirmative, negative, and interrogative sentences. Under affirmative, we have two sentences. Paras was drinking water. They were singing a song. So here also we have to remember, if the subject is singular, if we are talking about one person, we use was plus the verb plus ing in past continuous tense. If the subject is plural, we will use were plus the verb, and the verb here is sing plus ing. Let's take up two other examples under negative sentences. Athar was not driving a car. So when we change affirmative into negative sentences, we use not. Prithvi and Arnav were not crying. So here also, if the subject is plural, we use were. If the subject is singular, we will use was. Interrogative sentences. Was Moksh playing with Bhavya? Were Kush and Onik fighting? So here also the subject has to be kept in mind. Let's take a past perfect tense. Under affirmative sentences, we have Vibhor had lost his pen. Yatharth and Tanmay had broken a toy. So in past perfect tense, we use had plus the third form of the verb. So the third form of the verb here is lost and broken, and we have used the helping verb had. In negative sentences, we have two examples. Utkarsh had not lost his book. Shavik and Vardhan had not broken the toy. Interrogative sentences. Had Sujal lost his book? Had they played chess? So we have to remember one thing in our mind that, for regular verbs, we add ed to the infinitive form of the verb. For example, play, watch. And for irregular verbs, they take a different form. So there are hundreds of irregular verbs and you just have to learn all by heart. For example, eat. It will be ate and eaten. Find, found, found. Go, went, gone. So you have to remember all these by heart. Past perfect continuous tense. Under affirmative sentences, we have Adrit had been writing stories. They had been writing stories. So in past perfect continuous, we have to remember that we are going to use had been plus the verb plus ing. In negative sentences, we are going to use had not been plus the verb plus ing. For example, Rudransh had not been cooking. They had not been writing letters. Interrogative sentences. Had he been acting in films? Had they been sleeping for a long time? So we have to remember that in past perfect continuous tense, we are going to use had plus been plus the verb plus ing.